We're watching Silicon Valley's AFTERBUZZ TV recap for Season 3, Episode 7, Silicon Valley, to build a better beta. Thanks for watching. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, guys?
I'll do the robot for Kelly.
Welcome in to lovely recap of Silicon Valley, Season 3, Episode 7, to build a better beta. Kelly's not here, but I am. My name is Michael Rippe. You can find me on social media at Mike Rips, and I'm joined tonight by the lovely
Quinn Scillian. You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian.
My name is Michael Janak, and you can find me on Twitter at Michael D. Janak or Instagram at Michael Janak.
And I'm back. I'm Jay Ellis. I'm here on Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter still_jealous. That's us.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, tonight's episode was exciting. There was a lot that happened. We had the beta release. We had Erlich Bachman's issues again, and Arthur Shady's ways. Hooli. A lot to talk about. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
First off, what do you guys think about tonight's episode in general?
I felt very confused, honestly. I'm confused why Monica doesn't like the beta. I don't know if I missed something. But she obviously didn't like it. She obviously feels like she has a reason for it, but it's vague. And
the only thing is, if the problem that she had with it was the interface, and we're talking just like user friendly kind of
aesthetic.
Just aesthetically, that feels like a fix that
easy
wouldn't
fix.
like that's not like I don't know. She didn't want to be a rain cloud over this whole beta release, but it felt like if she could have at least kind of been like, this is my opinion, and Richard could have been like, no, I like it the way it is.
But also she doesn't seem like the kind of person that would really care unless it was something that was going to be bad for business, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if it's just an aesthetic thing, I don't know why she would have such a huge opinion about it.
Well, maybe that's it also. Like, maybe it's just aesthetics. It's not really worth it.
Then why do we care?
I
you know what I mean?
When apps change their look, sometimes I'm like, I hate this. Like, why did you just have
opinions
an opinion
on the new Instagram?
What do you think?
God.
That icon has got to go. I don't
You
like
don't
it.
like it.
No.
See? This is why beta's
Yeah. But okay, so what I thought was important is because Monica's showing like, look, I passed on this huge $3 billion company. Like, it's just not for me. Like, don't let me sway you. You can't listen. I think she was just showing Richard, have that confidence to let this beta out. It's not going to be for me or for everyone, but you got to do it.
But as viewers, we really value Monica. Monica's been there since the beginning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We love her. We love the passion that she has for this and the support that she's given Pied Piper throughout 3 seasons of a TV series. So if Monica's sitting here being like unsure about something, we're all sitting here like maybe we should listen to Monica.
Well,
you know?
It's especially interesting, guys, because it seems like everybody else really likes the beta. And Monica's kind of on her own island.
Exactly.
So that's what makes it really interesting.
But they were sending it to people who were all in the coding. They were sending it to all coders who are not sitting there looking at it aesthetically. And
But also, Lori Bream didn't say anything bad about
We
it.
get some real-
I don't know if she saw it.
She might not have seen it. They were also sending it to fake people.
Yeah.
that's true.
Dinesh's friends.
Yeah, so really is the feedback 100% what we need or like want from these?
I don't know. I feel like very unsettled with the end of this episode. I feel like I don't really know. I don't know if I should be happy that they're launching. I don't know if I should be like weirded out.
We're getting a little bit of reverb, yeah. I think that like my main thing was that we had this whole this kind of plot that's been going on all season with Bighetti and Erlich, and if the culmination of that entire kind of arc is that Erlich sells his shares in Pied Piper, I feel like that's a lot. I don't know.
I think it's early. I don't think that's the culmination.
You don't think that's it?
No, we have time. I mean,
Okay.
it's a roller coaster.
Well, they also did leave it sort of open-ended because he said it's about my shares in Pied Piper, and then the people are paid off with Lori Bream. They never actually said that he did. I mean, they implied that he did.
That's true. Maybe there's some magic at work.
Wouldn't that be too easy?
That would be
was
really easy,
right? And it's not even towards the end of the. We're not at the end of the season.
Right.
Well, this show has a way of cutting everybody down and then building them back up with a magic fix. Like not a quick fix, but like this happened. Oh, well, this is actually how we can fix this.
Speaking of Erlich, we see in this episode that Erlich has a meeting with Arthur, the business manager that's basically, it seems like, been screwing.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a little bit of a crook.
Both Erlich and Bachman. What do you guys think of that situation?
I'm honestly like pretty vindicated because I've been like pissed off at Erlich all season, like that he's taking advantage of, and his spending is just like outrageous, and it like got to the point where it like wasn't like funny and amusing anymore for me. I was like kind of just like mad at him, and I like that he's getting some like ramifications, like he's getting told like you can't do this.
Yeah, the other shoe dropped a little bit.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that he was gonna like learn a lesson.
Well, we also find out through that meeting. I don't know if they said last week. I didn't think so, but that luau that they had last week was $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million.
We knew it was expensive, right? But $1 million.
An Alcatraz party doesn't go cheap.
Seriously.
Now you know the going rate.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do hope that there's something else in there because I feel like we spent a lot of time with Bighetti and Erlich so far this season, and I've yet to kind of figure out. I've yet to be able to fully kind of like emotionally commit to that as much as I do to everything that happens with Pied Piper that I'm like so invested in. So you know what I mean? I'm kind of interested to see what else happens there, I guess.
Let's talk about some of the characters on this show specifically, and let's start with Jared. It seems like Jared
The best character on the entire series, you mean?
It seems like he's coming up strong. Last week he was sleeping with women. This week this week he was happy with his 10 invites, but then he was gaining extra invites and rolling off names of girls that he was going to invite.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
Dinesh was giving him his invites. So I mean, where are we as far as with Jared? Like, what are you guys thinking about Jared?
I think he's like doing by far the best socially of anybody of the crew.
I love the layers that they're giving him too. Like it's
so fun.
It's so fun to just discover every episode this season. I feel like we're learning more about him, and I think the writers are really like giving him good like juicy like details, stuff that I'm like, oh my gosh, like of course he has like this Rolodex of people that he wants to give this beta to, and he's just like laughing, thinking about, oh, they would enjoy it. Like it's just so fun to see.
But do you guys think that there's going to be any kind of endgame here, or is this just all like just for fun? You know, like is there a reason why they're building him up kind of like this, or?
I think he's just getting a stronger presence.
Yeah.
But it's been exciting, and he really is coming on strong as a great character and an interesting one that's kind of changed from where we've seen him in the past.
I'm actually realizing now this episode there is a lot of like vindication I think as a viewer because we kind of like Jared and we sympathize with him, but he always gets shat on by all these guys, and now we're kind of like we like him, and he's like he's now
a
like
little bit of payback.
Exactly, there's payback there. There was payback with Erlich, and there's also payback with Hooli this episode too.
There's, and we're gonna get to that. Let's move to Dinesh.
Yeah.
In this episode, Dinesh, it seems like he's got no friends now. And he's becoming a sad character to me. Oh. But he also did add the geotagging filter of location.
That was the Gilfoyle.
That was Gilfoyle?
Yeah.
Excuse me, that was wrong.
No, Dinesh is kind of been like sad lately. Like last episode, he like lost like the love of his life when he like up to the resolution.
God, was that so cathartic? As a female, to watch that get turned around on him like that, man, that felt good.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good for me too. He was being a dick.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying, like, in the age of like online dating, you know what I mean? Like when you meet someone.
I think Gilfoyle and Dinesh were sort of like neck and neck at like who's the. They would one up each other, but it's lately been just like Gilfoyle always on top.
Right. But I like that relationship between the two of them. Like it's just been constantly pointed out to us that they cannot survive without each other.
Yeah.
They're true loves.
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
And Jared tried to point that out, and they're just like, well, fuck off, Jared.
Yeah, sure.
So I'd move over to talk about Bighetti. There's not too much to say other than he's still very confused about life. Did you guys have anything to add? I mean, what did you think? Where are we with him? Same place?
Yeah, I feel so bad for him.
I just want to say, I know that we talked about this last week, but I told you so about the NDA.
Yeah.
I called that shit.
I still think that's going to come back. I don't think that story's dead.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Because that CJ, right, is her name? The reporter? Yeah, I mean, she said it so, like, half-assed, like, oh, yeah, the story's dead. But I feel like it'll come back.
But what we know of Bighetti is that he just kind of lucks into these situations, so I think we're just ready for him to trip into, like, another couple millions or somewhere down the line.
I feel like probably somewhere, my prediction would be that the money that the guy invested for him, his business manager, was actually like invested like very well somewhere.
Save that for
I'll save it. Yeah. Saved. Never mind.
Save that.
Cut that from the record.
Janak, you're so smart.
Let's talk about Gavin and Hooli, because Hooli comes in towards the end of this episode in a big way.
Yeah.
They've got the spy. Gavin's got his security spy, pretty much gaining access to the beta, and that kind of turns. He thinks that's a good move, but really that ends up being an awful move, because it leads to them kind of bombing.
Oh, I have a question actually about all that. When they were messing with Gavin, like the first thing they did was like, he's like, oh wait, this the platform actually gets better with the more files you put in it. And then all of a sudden they started bombing him with that stuff because they were like, Hooli was like, if we were going to do that, we were going to have to go back to the beginning and start all over. And I was wondering if that was something that they were doing to mess with Gavin Belson or if Pied Piper's platform actually does that.
I thought the same thing because I don't know if Gilfoyle was starting like the sabotage before.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
No, I don't think so. I think his platform actually does that.
Oh, okay.
That's the impression I got.
And the way that they went about it too, the engineers said that they could actually do that, but it's just not the way that they had already started that project, so they would have to basically start from scratch. So I was in the same boat.
That just surprised me because it really felt like we were dealing with almost identical platforms.
Right.
Because, they stole it.
So this is a good moment then to talk to you guys out there. If you guys have the answer to this, since we're in a different area, some of us are thinking one way or the other, tell us in the comments. Leave us a comment, like us, tweet at us, and all that. Let us know what you think of the show and the disagreements that you hear here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But speaking of Gavin, we're not done with him yet.
No.
So he, again, doing his Gavin thing, very upset towards the end. He wants to shut down everything right away. So he turns off the power at Hooli after he's basically, his laptop and his phone have been bombed and sabotaged. His engineers quit.
Yeah, interesting.
I get this eerie feeling at the end of this episode because it seems like, okay, their competition is gone. They're releasing their platform and it's really good. The pattern of this show is that that's never the case.
The show has always got us where we're like, oh no, this is not going to be okay.
There was that slow music build up right at the end, and they were like pressing the button like to launch.
I know, and
he clicked it.
Cringing. He did click it.
Yeah, he clicked it. I was like cringing the whole time. I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And like
that's
nothing
why at the very end I was thinking that Richard was going to go, let's fix the interface.
Well,
I really thought that's what was going to happen at the very end.
I thought Erlich was going to get a phone call that like magically said like, wait, don't launch it.
Yeah, something.
Because and it was just like Jin Yang was on the other end.
Jin Yang is like the new prank artist.
Yeah.
He's just pranking Erlich.
Is your refrigerator running?
That's twice he did it.
Classic.
Mike Hunt.
Yeah.
We got it.
Interesting, Jin Yang.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to
I'm
kind of
very
see.
uneasy.
We always know what we know. We expect the worst. So when good things are happening, we know that something bad is just around the corner. So.
Yeah.
Well, we did see, to get back to it, like Erlich and Gavin both kind of got what was coming to him this episode.
Yes.
Definitely.
Are we sure we know what happened with Erlich? I mean,
No, not technically, but I mean, he's definitely suffering for all of the crap that he's doing.
There is suffering.
Yeah, there is. He's paying his. I am so sorry. Ramifications. There's like ramifications that he's like
of his actions.
Yes. Thank you. I'm having a hard time tonight.
You're doing great. I was gonna tell you you're doing so well.
I needed a coffee before I came in.
I couldn't think of the word either, and I wrote comeuppance.
I like comeuppance a lot.
Comeuppance.
Do you know what's comeuppance?
Oh, comeuppance.
Comeuppance is the word, but
Yeah,
that
no
works
G.
for me.
Oh, it's not two different words?
No.
Oh, well.
Oh, I thought it was like that too.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Close enough.
We just got our comeuppance.
You get it.
Yeah, we got our comeuppance.
Let's talk about Richard quickly.
Okay.
This episode wasn't really about Richard at all.
No.
We saw little bits and pieces, and we did see him at the end talk to Monica, and it did seem like he might take Monica's, feelings to and maybe pause the beta or whatnot. But it seems like he listened to her, but listen to what she had to say, and she doesn't like it, but kind of went ahead as we see towards the end of the episode, and they're going to release the beta. Where are we with Richard in general this season?
I think, how I feel about Richard a lot of the time is that, like, what I love about him is that he's got such a clear vision about what he wants his company to be. What I hate about him is that he has such a clear vision about what he wants his company to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so much about what he's doing is so morally right, so you can't help but love him. But at a certain point, it's also just like, where's the flexibility with him? He really. And we've argued about this a lot because a lot of people are like, well, what Richard wants is the best for the company. And sometimes I'm watching this being like, maybe that's not true.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done so-and-so point A to do point B. And he is really measured with how he goes about some stuff, but then other times you're like, you dumbass, just stop talking or don't do what you need to do. Like, you, like a CEO would not act like this. Like I think that's kind of like this season has really shown like a big up and down for Richard for me. Like where some episodes I'm like, oh my gosh, like you are so dumb. And then other times I'm like, okay, now I understand why people respect your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like the madness behind, the genius behind the whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Finally, I want to touch on Monica. We see Monica towards the end. Great.
Also, hookah bar?
I think I know why. She was
All right.
smoking.
Because
She was quitting
smoking's her thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I always forget that.
And she secretly smokes all the time.
That
Yeah.
was so random
So
when they introduced that one time. I was like, oh, she's a smoker.
Yeah.
So speaking of Monica, Richard just blows up on her random, like just out of nowhere. She puffs her smoke. It's just that's interesting and funny to me. But I found a thing she said to be interesting. She said how she was talking about it, how you can't always be right, and some people find something and some people miss it. And she said that she had an opportunity to get Slack.
Mm-hmm.
She could have got 20% for
Is
zero.
that a real company?
I don't.
No,
I
don't
had
think
not
so.
heard of it.
But,
Okay, just
but
wondering.
if you have an opportunity to get 20% of a company for zero investment, why wouldn't you?
Is that what she said? For zero?
I thought she said it was for zero.
She wasn't saying for zero. She was
Maybe she
saying for
meant,
like peanuts, you know,
yeah,
for
she
Well,
meant,
nothing.
like,
I would have
nothing.
liked them to say peanuts. I thought she said $0.
No,
and I was
no.
Yeah, I
Come
don't
on,
think
nothing's
so,
free.
I agree, and that's why I was confused by that. But maybe I heard it wrong. Tell us what you think in the comments on that too.
No, but I mean, I think that's true. You know what I mean? She's trying to say like, it's impossible to be able
Can't
to
always be right,
predict.
right?
I mean,
Sure.
this is this company. I mean, this industry is so quick moving, so fast changing. I mean, you literally have to anticipating something to figure out what people's needs are going to be and be able to get in there first and find out what people are. I mean, remember Ello? Like they tried so hard. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what
No,
Ello
I don't.
is.
Exactly. It was like trying to be like a different kind of Facebook.
point.
Don't worry about it. I'm just saying that it's so hard. You think you know what's going to be necessary. You put it out there, and it either takes off like in Snapchat, or it tanks, and it's impossible. And I think that's a huge part of this show is the uncertainty.
Well, that's definitely true. I want to get to predictions, but before we get there, I want to talk about Arthur quickly. Arthur, shady business manager. Do we think that we continue to see him, or is he out of it, or where do you think he fits? Do you think he fits at all?
I think that depends on whether or not we think Erlich sold his shares.
It's coming back. He's going to be in there.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'll be
he'll be
back.
around. He'll be around. No, I don't think we saw the last
Michael
one.
doesn't care.
I don't know. I don't know one way or the other. I don't have an
Yeah.
opinion on it. Yeah.
Form one quick. It's the internet. Go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he's. I don't know that he's that like essential of a character. I think he's sort of.
He's
just,
not.
It just kind of.
No.
I think
Yeah, I
he
don't
hid
really
money. Isn't that? I thought that's what was hinted at.
It's
He's
hinted that
doing something shady.
Yeah.
So, but we don't really know more, and that's why I think that there's more to develop in this whole situation. Because I feel like he could somehow come up in the next episode or two with Bachman, with Erlich, in a good way, where that's how Erlich is saved. I mean, Erlich always somehow finds his way back in, so I don't think he's just...
Yeah.
I like that
down in the
Bighead had a pool, moved it, and then put it back.
Oh my god.
He's like, no, the first guy knew what he was
Right?
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Well,
there.
it's a unique move. Not many people do that.
Yeah, I did
All
it
right.
once, but
Let's get to the predictions.
okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Jay?
Sure. Going forward, I think that they are going to release Olive Pied Piper. I think it's going to actually be have a good reception, but I think that there's going to be something that happens where Gavin is going to foil the plan somehow again and put us back, not to square one, but we're going to be taking a few, I think you said it, I don't know what show it was, but they take 3 steps backward and 1 step forward. So we're going to be set back. This season is not, I mean, we're, I think 3 episodes away from the finale, or 2 away from the finale. And we have to get back to something that's going to kind of flush us down again. Like, we can't have them at the top.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've had 2 episodes in a row now that are sort of just like development episodes where nothing really happens. And yeah, I think something big has to happen soon. And I just think it's such an uneasy... I feel like we're always left with like an oh shit moment at the end of every episode, and this one wasn't. It was like almost there. And so I think there's just going to be a downfall. Because the way this show works, they spent so much time on Monica's hesitation about it. That has to come back. There would be no reason for it otherwise.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a Monica was right moment.
I think that's one thing about HBO is that they don't do a whole lot of filler scenes in any show.
Yeah, that's
Things are there for a reason.
this
right.
episode.
Even Curb.
Otherwise, I mean, if it wouldn't have come back, otherwise they just would have launched it at the very beginning of this episode.
Could it be that Monica's going to be the CEO? Because
Didn't
she
we talk
called
about that a couple
We
weeks
did
ago?
talk
Yeah,
about
because
it,
they
yeah.
talked about the empty chair, and I mean, my first thought was that Monica was going to come sit in that chair
But
because
they
she
already
made the right.
they already gave.
I know,
yeah.
but I want her to be in it.
I do too.
I want that chair to be.
Because she's the one who's been there since,
You're right.
as I said earlier.
Yeah.
I can never make up a prediction for the show because I'm too
You're pretty good at them.
stupid.
Don't say that.
But I think that they're gonna. I think we might see the lawyer again, who was like with Erlich and Bighetti. I think we might see her again. And also, if they get their second half, if they get their $3 million, that could be cool. So we'll see what kind of happens with money coming in because like they just don't have. They never have any money. They still live at this freaking. I don't know if they're gonna live at the house any longer either. But either way, I kind of want to see like dollar bills, yo.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, but not in Bachman's hands.
No.
Yeah.
Preferably not.
And I would say I think that Arthur's going to come back in a way somehow with Erlich, and there's going to be a big situation with them. And then also I think that Dinesh is going to have a girl come into his life.
Oh, that would
I
be
don't
a
know
sweet
where.
little
I love a little bit of romance.
You want some
Maybe.
romance.
Always.
I think that we're going to see that. With that said, thank you guys for joining us. Please give us 5 stars on YouTube, like us. Shout out to our engineer, Zach. Thank you for rocking with us. You can find me on social media. My name is Michael Rippe. You can find me at Mike Rips.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian, on Instagram at Quinstagram, and you can add me on Snapchat at QuapChat.
I'm Michael Janak. You can find me on Instagram at Michael Janak and Twitter at Michael D. Janak.
And thanks for watching, guys. My name's Jay Ellis. You can find me on Instagram at don't_be_jealous, JELLIS, and Twitter at still_jealous, JELLIS.
Thanks so much. See you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.